5 underrated aquarium plants that anybody should try at least once. These are all plants I've used before. They are versatile, hardy, and can transform your tank. Whether you are a beginner or a pro, these underrated plants deserve a spot in your aquarium. Number 1. Riccia fluitans. Riccia fluitans can completely transform your aquascape if you give it a try. It's incredibly versatile. While it's often seen floating on the water surface, you can also glue it to the hardscape, or even use it as a carpeting plant. Just attach it to small rocks and place it in the foreground. If you trim it regularly, it will create a beautiful carpet. You can also use it to create the illusion of underwater trees when attached to driftwood, which in my opinion looks really cool. Riccia is a very grateful plant. It grows fast and it creates gorgeous oxygen purlins when exposed to high lighting. It's also easy to find and it's actually not that expensive. Now, it is a floating plant, so if you don't trim it regularly, it will detach and float to the surface. Another thing to keep in mind is that it propagates very easily, so avoid using it if you have any kind of moss in your aquarium. If only a tiny piece gets into that moss, it will start growing and it becomes almost impossible to separate. Despite that, Riccia fluitans is an excellent choice for those looking to add something unique and dynamic to their planted tanks. So if you haven't tried it yet, give it a shot. It's one of those hidden gems you won't regret. Number 2. Bucephalandras. Bucephalandras are seriously underrated, and if you haven't tried them before, you're missing out. There are so many different types of Bucephalandras, each with its unique leaf shape and color variation. Some have stunning green leaves, while others sport hints of purple or red. What makes them stand out is how hardy they are when it comes to low light conditions, and their ability to grow attached to rocks or driftwood. However, here's something important to keep in mind. They are very sensitive to ammonia, so it's best to add Bucephalandras only after your tank has been running for a few weeks, once your bacteria colony has been established. If you add them too early, they can really struggle. These plants grow slowly, but their reward is totally worth it. Over time, they'll fill out and create stunning, lush clusters that add texture and depth to your aquascape. Plus, they are perfect for low-tech setups, making them ideal for beginners or anyone looking to reduce maintenance. So if you're looking for a new plant to add to your aquarium, Bucephalandras should definitely be on your list. If you are enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe for more tips and tricks to improve your aquariums. Number 3. Hydrocotyle tripartita. This plant doesn't get the love it deserves. I kept it for a few years and I loved it. Sadly, I don't have it anymore. At some point, it got overgrown by other plants and disappeared. Hydrocotyle tripartita is perfect for creating that natural, lush look in your tank, especially with its delicate clover-like leaves. What's really cool about this plant is its versatility. It can be used as a carpeting plant, but it can also be an epiphyte, meaning you can attach it to rocks or driftwood. When used this way, it creates beautiful cascading trails of greenery that add texture and depth to your aquascape. It grows fairly quickly under the right conditions, medium light, and a bit of CO2. And once it starts filling in, you'll love the soft, vibrant green it adds to your layout. Plus, it's not as demanding as some other carpet plants. If you're looking for a low-maintenance option with a big visual impact, this is it. Just keep in mind, it does need regular trimming to prevent it from taking over, especially if it starts to spread across the surface. So if you want a plant that's both functional and visually stunning, Hydrocotyle tripartita is a must try. Number 4. Hygrophila pinnatifida. We need to give more attention to this plant. If I could, I would have this plant in every one of my aquariums. Actually, I kinda do. You should definitely give it a chance, especially if you're looking to add a unique texture and color to your tank. With those fern-like reddish brown leaves, it immediately stands out and gives your aquascape a wild, natural vibe. What's even cooler, it's also an epiphyte, so you can attach it to rocks or driftwood. One creative way to use it is by attaching it to wood in a way that mimics a tiny underwater palm tree. How awesome is that? Under high light and with some CO2, this plant can develop stunning red tones, adding a vibrant contrast to the green plants in your setup. But it's not just about the looks. Hygrophila pinnatifida is fairly hardy and adaptable, making it a great choice even for those new to planted tanks. Just remember to trim it occasionally to maintain its shape and prevent it from taking over. Whether you use it as a mid-ground highlight or to add details to your hardscape, this plant is a fantastic way to bring some personality and flair to your aquarium. Number 5. Staurogens repens. If you're after a lush, compact, beautiful plant that is quite versatile, this one's for you. Staurogen repens can be used as a foreground, mid-ground, or even background plant, depending on your setup. This plant grows low and bushy, making it an excellent alternative to traditional carpeting plants like Monte Carlo or hairgrass. Now, in comparison to those plants, Staurogen repens is way less demanding. You don't need high light or CO2 to grow it successfully, although it will thrive even more if you have those. Its vibrant green leaves add a fresh, clean look to your aquascape, and it works beautifully in both high-tech and low-tech setups. My personal preference is to use it in the mid-ground to create a transition between your carpet and background plants, which works really well because even though it is a stem plant, it doesn't grow as tall as other stem plants like Rhotalas or Luigias. And if you use it together with some red mid-ground plants like Arthernanthera reinecki, it creates a beautiful contrast. With a bit of trimming to keep it tidy, Staurogen repens will reward you with a stunning, dense growth that's perfect for any tank layout. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments and tell me if there are any plants that you love that don't get the attention they deserve.